What's good, everybody? It is your boy Tony the Savant back again. And ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't mind, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on the channel. Also, we got the Legacy Over Money t-shirts, men and women's apparel available to y'all. So if you don't mind, swing by the Tony the Savant Facebook, Instagram. Also, I got some in the YouTube cooking up for that as well. Uh, so yeah, man, just make sure you grab yourself a t-shirt, a little merch, trying to phase this channel, phase this brand into its next uh, level. So that's all we got going on. Let's get right into this video, ladies and gentlemen, because Stephen A. Smith, man, the LeBron James of sports journalists, I like to think of him as that, is back in the news, doing what he does. And it's no wonder why a lot of NBA guys don't care for Stephen A. Smith. It's no wonder why he doesn't get any exclusive interviews with these dudes no more. Because Stephen A. Smith is a dirtbag. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I can say about it. He's a dirtbag. He's one of those kind of guys that would do what he has to do to get his views, to get the attention, and he doesn't care who he has to hurt in order to do so. As if you don't know, it's not even a report. Him and Jaylen Brown had a bit of an exchange because Stephen A. Smith was on First Take, and I believe this was after Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Celtics and the Pacers. Stephen A. Smith was on ESPN talking about Jaylen Brown. I think this was right after his 40-point game, and just singing his praises to a bit. But Stephen A. Smith is the king of double speak. Stephen A. Smith will quote unquote give you compliments, and then right behind those compliments start tearing you down, talking the most craziest crap about you, and then will look shocked when you get offended by that. Because he calls himself. That's how he treats his friends. I would hate to see how he treats an enemy. And we got an idea. We have an idea of how he would treat an enemy. But nonetheless, Stephen A. Smith has fired back at Jaylen Brown. Well, let's do this first. Stephen A. Smith said that on ESPN First Take that Jaylen Brown was a phenomenal basketball player, but he has a quote-unquote NBA source that texted him allegedly live during the show that the reason why Jaylen Brown isn't more highly regarded in the NBA is because he isn't very likable, and he has a "I'm better than you" attitude. Now, my thing with the reporting is, okay, Stephen A. You kind of just boasting that you have quote unquote NBA sources, but there was no point at all of stating what this quote NBA source text you. There was no point. The Boston Celtics are winning. They're riding high. Jaylen Brown is balling out. There's no point in tearing down the man right after a legendary performance that he had all throughout the Eastern Conference Finals, to his credit. Stephen A. is a dirtbag for that, man. That's why I say it just doesn't make sense to me why this guy has any fans or any supporters at all. It's like, bro, this dude, he's just the king of double speak again. But nonetheless, Jaylen Brown in a press conference responded to Stephen A. Comments, and he said he pretty much challenged Stephen A. to reveal this quote unquote NBA source that said this about him. Jaylen Brown called him out on it, told Stephen A. to stand on business. And do you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? Stephen A. Today, in his response back to Jaylen Brown, says that he will not reveal the NBA source, and that he feels that his comments were justified. Again, tearing Jaylen Brown down after one of his biggest performances in his NBA career, if not the biggest. It just doesn't make sense, and the fact that now that this NBA player has called you out, right, put you on Front Street and said, all right, whatever, I'll take the criticism, but who is this person? You know what I mean? And Stephen A. Smith won't even, I'm not even saying that he got to dime this person out, but hey, you put him on Front Street. You bought him up. and said, I have an NBA source saying da da da. So, shout out to Jaylen Brown for challenging this clown because I don't like none of these lamestream dudes, man. It's getting to the point where if you're a lamestream dude, you one of these mainstream guys on Fox, on ESPN, or I have a hard time trusting you. I have a hard time trusting your opinion. And that's not to say for all journalists. It's just the main guys that we see every day. Stephen A., Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, all those clowns that are supposed to be the quote-unquote top talent in my industry. This is my niche now. And these dudes are yellow journalists, man. They just say what they have. They say what they say, trying to rack up their little views and their hits, their clicks and impressions and all that kind of stuff. And even if it's not true, even if it's, some hyperbole and exaggeration, they would never do their due diligence. And as far as redacting their statements, as far as apologizing to these athletes, they just act like it didn't happen. And that's why I say the lamestream media now is an enemy of the public, man. These people that's in the top talent guys, and I see it all across the board. It's not just the sports. You see it in news. You see it in the music. All these gatekeepers. You know what I mean? These people that act like they're high and mighty, but they really ain't about nothing at the end of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell y'all Stephen A. Smith is an employee. All right, he ain't no kind of boss. He ain't no kind of decision maker. Stephen A. Smith does what ESPN tells him to do. And I'm under the impression everybody's been giving him credit for his little podcast, his YouTube channel. I'm under the impression ESPN told him to do it. That man ain't. If you listening to Stephen A. 3, 4, 5 years ago, he had no motivation at all to start a podcast or a YouTube channel. He used to look down on us that have these independent platforms. But as he can see in real time, these independent platforms have empowered the public and the people to have an opinion, and we don't have to be forced to just listen to whatever Stephen A., Skip Bayless, Nick Wright, Shannon, all these clowns, Colin Cowherd, all of them. I got a nice list of these clowns. But anyway, so now Stephen A. is coming over here trying to infiltrate our block, and it's like he ain't doing good over here. And the only reason why Stephen A. does any numbers that he's doing on his YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen, is because he has the machine behind him. He has ESPN behind him. And he still ain't pulling no real views or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I know YouTube channels, guys, I got their numbers calling right now. They doing more numbers than Stephen A. Smith. And, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, Stephen A. Smith, man, is very low of you to try to tear it down. And I know he's trying to play the whole I didn't do it, card. That's not what my intent was card. But at the end of the day, from how I heard the situation, yeah, bruh, yes, you wrong for that. And again, it's because I got to say that this is Jaylen Brown's moment. The Boston Celtics. This is a couple of days later, but Boston Celtics have been looking very impressive during the NBA playoffs, albeit, not everybody's been healthy, including them. Albeit, you know what I mean? It's like they got to just play with the cards that were dealt. The Boston Celtics are in the mix, and they're winning. And they're still, in the playoffs. And not even just that, they're in the finals now. So there's no reason to be, unless Jaylen Brown did something just totally off whack, some P. Diddy on camera beating his girl type stuff. Ain't no point of bringing up Jaylen Brown not being quote unquote likable right now. Who cares, Stephen A.? Who cares for that news? You know what I mean? You just make yourself look bad because ESPN is a dying network. Don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. I believe ESPN is damn near a subsidy. I'm trying to say that. I believe the government is damn near keeping ESPN afloat because I don't watch that crap. I got cable television now. I can't sit through an ESPN episode. I watch a little. I watch a little bit of some Caitlin Clark news. I watch the NBA highlights once or twice, but I can't suffer through that crap, man. It's just a bunch of information. I mean, the whole network programming of ESPN makes me lose brain cells. You know what I mean? I just can't deal with these pundits and their takes that don't have really anything to do with the game. Their takes have 100% to do with their feelings, and so I ain't trying to do all that. with these guys. And Stephen A. Smith, like I said, these last like 2 years, 3 years since I've been in the journalizing game, just really have been able to see his true colors, man. Stephen A. Smith has come off to me, and I've said this before. When I was growing up playing sports in high school and ESPN First Take was on, it used to stay on. You know what I mean? ESPN Sports Center, all that stuff used to just stay on my little TV night and day. But as I've gotten older, uh, Stephen A. used to be my favorite sports pundit. But as I gotten older, man, just the onion layers just kind of get peeled away one at a time. One layer at a time when it comes to Stephen A. Smith. He has shown himself to be a clown. Um, a sellout. I mean, I hate to even say it like that, but literally, I done seen Stephen A. Smith chuck and jive for what's that guy, Dana White. You know what I mean? He done chucked and jive for Dana White after Dana White smacked his wife on camera in front of people in the public. He found a way to give Dana White a pass. But for Kyrie Irving, who shared a link, he can't find it in his heart at all to forgive Kyrie and move on from the situation. Even to this day, I believe he's holding some resentment against Kyrie. So, again, pure clown. If you want real sports talk, you got to come here to the Tony the Savant channel, putting in that work, making sure the people are getting it straight, no chaser. And again, if y'all don't mind reciprocating the love, as this is my job, my career, reading a lot of articles, watching a lot of tape, and of course digging for stories like these. Not that this story was that far to find. Looking for stories like these, so y'all can understand why Stephen A. Smith cannot be trusted. This guy will throw an NBA player that's having good games, mind you. His job is to report on the game. Not the locker room drama and all that. I know that comes with the territory of being a sports journalist, but there's also responsibility. If an NBA source was to text me, Jaylen Brown ain't that likable, cool. Cool. All right. Who cares? Michael Jordan wasn't that likable neither. Kobe Bryant wasn't that likable neither. Who cares? At the end of the day, the guy is winning. That's all that matters. He's winning. He ain't in no legal trouble. Doing right by his teammates. That's all that matters, at this point. So Stephen A. Smith, you're a clown. Trying to, throwing rocks and trying to hide your hand. And shout out to Jaylen Brown for calling this dude out, making him stand on business. And now you get to see Stephen A. Do the slippery slope, trying to explain. One thing that Stephen A. Smith always does when he know he's dead ass wrong is that he goes to get somebody else. He'll bring up somebody else's name. I forget what the situation was with him and Jason Whitlock when he was blatantly lying about his basketball career, his college basketball career, just blatantly lying. Him and Jason Whitlock was calling him out. It was really just a 1v1 between him and Jason Whitlock. But what did Stephen A. Smith do? He went to go call on his friends. He was like, ask Jamel Hill about Jason Whitlock. Ask Dan Lebatard about. It's like, bro, nobody. What? Why? We don't care. I mean, this is between you and Jason Whitlock, and it goes without saying. It's a one-on-one fight. Why are you trying to call in all these people? Because he's doing that now. Had this beef with Jaylen Brown. I tuned into his show today just to keep up with, do my research of what's going on with this particular situation. I see Kendrick Perkins on the screen. Like, bro, what are you doing? Stand on what you said. Stand on business, or apologize. You ain't got to bring in nobody else to try to help justify your wrong. And Kendrick Perkins, he been on a good little streak with keeping it $1 lately, but he looked just as much as a clown, capping for Stephen A. As if Stephen A. Smith was in some kind of right. If this was in the off season, maybe. Regular season, maybe. But come on, Stephen A. Smith. So these guys, they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, they winning, punch their ticket to the NBA Finals, and now you want to distract Jaylen Brown with this kind of BS? Like, come on, bro. Come on. A clown. And I'm coming for his spot. Don't worry about it, y'all. But if you don't mind just helping me by liking, subscribing, liking this video, subscribing to this video, commenting on this video, and put the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm going live and dropping content on the channel. Those little acts, ladies and gentlemen, I can't explain it enough, do a big help for the channel. And that's why I got to say big thank you to all of y'all that has been showing the channel and me, of course, love and support. Just humbled by it. It keeps me motivated, keeps me in the lab. And, I got to get back to work. Happenstance. It's your boy, Tony the Savant. Peace.